stop there this time?
Yep. And I got.
We did because we were charging the car. But it's
Well,
not like
I'll share my
let's get
story
a
about
snack
it.
and Royal Foods.
There's a story.
Did you get any combinations?
No, I looked at them so many times. I really did. And I think there are too many calories. I wanted to.
I thought on the vacation you take a break from that.
No, I mean, I took a break in the sense that, you know, if you're getting like a breakfast sandwich from somewhere, you don't know how many calories it is. I'd like guesstimate and then eat it. Not worth it.
Oh, so no duck donuts either.
Nobody got duck donuts, but we
Because you
did
can
get
get them
some.
here.
We did get some other stuff. I would have
But
been
are
down.
they the same?
What about the church ice cream?
Are they authentic?
Well, we'll get
You get
into
them in
all
New
this.
Jersey?
We'll get into all this. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, Webisode 882, the Dracovish podcast. Not Smirkonish. Dracovish. Isn't Smirkonish some TV show or something?
Blackish?
I'm not
No,
familiar.
Smirkovich is some like CNN commentator or something.
Is he the one that pulled out his junk on that podcast?
No,
Because I'm
that is-
about to pull a Smirkonish.
that is, what's that guy's name? I want to say it's Jeffrey something. MomBrain, you want to tell us about Dracovish, please?
I sure do. Dracovish.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Oh, sorry.
Powerful legs and jaws make Dracovish the apex predator of its time. I hear voices in my head. Its own overhunting of its prey was what drove it to extinction, sort of like us. 7
Wow.
feet tall, 470 pounds. The gender's unknown. And the
Wow.
category is, of course, fossil because I guess they're extinct.
Yep.
Abilities include water absorb, in which if hit by a water type move, the Pokemon has its HP restored instead of taking damage.
Mm,
And
SpongeBob.
Strong Jaw. The Pokemon's Strong Jaw
Strong
boosts
Brittany.
the power of its biting moves. End of Pokemon section.
Thank you, MomBrain. That's great. MomBrain's here.
Sure am.
Wearing a fancy new shirt. Love it.
Catnip madness.
A
weed
weed
from the devil's garden. Delusion, chaos, mayhem.
The cat in
that's
the
really
upper
cool.
left and the cat in the bottom right are great.
Public enemy number one.
Love them both.
That's a great shirt.
That is. You should be very proud.
Raw Meat found it.
I was like, I gotta send this to MomBrain. She needs a shirt. Kirby's here. Hi,
Hey,
Kirby.
everybody.
Good
Glad to be
see ya.
back. Yeah, thank you.
Deux is here, vacation man.
Cuckoo.
Thanks for joining us. Of course, Josh Grobot is here, the old college roommate, my best friend from college days. Josh, how you doing? Been a while.
I am the world's best singer.
Okay,
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
thank you. As well as all right. A nice fade out. Excellent. Josh is working on some new techniques. George is here, of
That's
course.
none of your business.
George, how are you doing?
Buongiorno. I missed you all.
Oh, we missed you too. Good to hear your voice back to normal this week, George.
Thank you.
Sucking
on the limes.
MomBrain, did you have some lime-related snacks down in North Carolina?
I had key lime pie ice cream.
Phil and George, tell them how it was.
Well,
Please do.
George,
Yes,
Nintendo and Raw Mom and I took a day out,
I need to hear more about the limes.
and in the car during our journey, Raw Mom said, "Can we get ice cream before we go back?" And of course, Nintendo and I were like, "Yes, of course, it's implied."
Yeah.
So we stopped at an ice cream place, and everybody got a little something different, and I decided key lime pie would be my jam. Also, one of the family members on a separate occasion got key lime pie ice cream with brownie chunks as a topping, and I thought I would have gone graham cracker or
Yeah.
marshmallow or pineapple or strawberry, but he went with brownie chunks and enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for telling me.
You're welcome, George.
That does
Do you
sound good.
condone brownie chunks on key lime pie?
I'm a lime purist.
Got it. So is key lime pie okay?
It's a staple of the industry, so it's fine.
Okay. It's lime.
It's fine. Excuse
It's
me.
lime.
Please don't correct me.
Oh, I didn't know you were so sour about it.
Oh, it's a good one. Hi, Solamaster Lincoln Spaniel and Highland Thomas Storbus Corvin, Alternus Liz, Sneaker Hacks, Kufu the Mummy, Nintendo, Roth, Super Sanchez, Drake, 8-Bit, Lego, No Blades, No Bows. Wow, more. I didn't even really. Hi, Steve Irwin. Didn't really talk about this happening today other than last week. But yes, you had to go 1 day longer than usual for your Go Nintendo podcast fix, but we're here.
Does it really even count as a podcast if we don't get Crazy Colonel's artwork? Does it really? How long's it been? 3-4 years? I mean, I feel it's only been 2 weeks, and I feel like it's been forever since I've looked upon his work.
Crazy Colonel, his first week he was celebrating his birthday, so he wasn't around. Second week,
Everyone gets one.
sadly for Colonel, he got sick while he was away, and he got a horrible sinus infection. And as we all know, they can really take it out of you and take a long time to
Well, now
recover.
I feel kind of bad for teasing him.
But yesterday he did text me and he's like, "A podcast?" And I was like, "Oh, it's tomorrow." So he's raring to go. He's ready to get back in the
Nice.
saddle.
Get that drawing finger ready,
Hi, Grantimus.
because it's only one finger,
That
right?
drawing finger.
That's
Yes.
right.
He finger paints digitally all of his podcast artwork. So glad to hear he's feeling better. This week, as you know, this past week we were in North Carolina for our Outer Banks trip as usual. We'll talk a little bit about that. News-wise, I was still doing my rounds as usual, albeit at different times.
As usual.
But it didn't seem like there was like nothing going on this week as far as top stories go. So we're gonna have a short show today, guys. Plus, I feel like death just because all week I was on the
much
vacation
fun.
schedule. So that means I'm getting up. What we get up 8:30?
Oh, like in the morning.
Yeah,
Aye.
I know. So I'm getting up at 8:30, and I felt fine or whatever. But I'd go out and do my walk in 1,000,000-degree heat and go to bed at like I don't know,
When were you doing the walk?
12,
If
1.
you were living more quote normal human hours.
It was in between like 12:30 and 2.
So the hottest part of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Great,
exactly.
perfect.
And I was walking on the beach for the first couple of days, but the beach had like a real big like shelf where the waves were hitting. So
Steep drop off
it was a
from
big
like the powdered sand to
yeah,
the wet
it was a
sand.
steep drop off from powdered sand to wet sand, and everybody had set up their chairs on the wet sand. So I don't want to walk dodging people the whole time. They were all on the harder sand.
Obstacles.
And I don't want to walk on the soft sand because that's a nightmare, like trudging through soft sand for
It's
3
a Chevy
miles.
Chase in National
Yeah.
Lampoon's
Yes.
Vacation.
So I did it
moment.
for 2 days and I was like, forget it. And I walked on the sidewalk out on the street, which was pretty much dead, but no cool breeze from the ocean or anything. So
Right.
it was a little rough.
Did you make any friends along the way that you could like yell out at?
Funny you asked
Yes.
that. There was this old couple. Again, I don't know what it is about old people, but an old person here is always out walking when I walk. It's like they spy on me and then they know when I'm leaving. And it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. They're always there. And I see them at exactly the same spot every time. Like there's a little development and they're always coming around the corner at the development. So they got to be watching me. But in North Carolina, which I was there for 7 days, the 5 days that I didn't walk on the beach, no matter what time it was in between 12:30 and 2, I saw an old couple riding a tandem bike every time. And they always
The
rode by
same
and waved.
couple?
Same couple every time on a tandem bike.
That
Yep.
was their thing.
So we waved. But yes, there was a much better story. I was walking on the beach. I was wearing I'm wearing exercise clothes, which is not all that different from my regular clothes because literally my exercise clothes is my old clothing. So I was wearing a tie-dye shirt with cat heads all over it and just a blue pair of shorts.
Run of the mill.
Yeah. Just a blue pair of shorts. So I'm walking and I see 2 people. There's a woman facing away from me. There's a guy facing towards me. And I got my headphones in. I'm listening to a podcast and I see him like look at me and like smile, but like laugh smile. And I was like, oh, God, just leave me alone. And then he like turns over to his girlfriend or wife. I don't know what it is. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then she turns around and looks at me and she's smiling. And then they go to get up out of their chairs. And I'm like, what is this? Please. So they come over and the guy's like, this is amazing. You're wearing the exact same outfit as my wife or whatever. I don't remember if he said wife or girlfriend, but I look over. She had a bikini on. The top was tie-dye cat heads and the bottom was just blue. And I was like, what's going on here? She goes, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I'm like, she goes, "Can I take a picture with you?" First off, she's in a bikini. I'm like, I don't want to get me too'd. I want to be very like careful about this. But she like jumped
Even
up
in
on
a
my
dream.
side
You're
and like,
doing the Keanu Reeves fist hover hand.
well, she like got like right up on me. So I'm like, all right. So I put my arm around it. I took the picture, and somebody else that was with him was like, your beard's amazing. And I say what I always said. I'm like, I can't grow anything on the top of my head. So I go with the beard, and everybody laughs.
Nice.
And then I walked away, and that was it. And everybody asked me like, did you ask them for the picture? I'm like, no, because it was like
Well,
a minute long, and I'm like, it happened so quickly, and I was so taken out of the moment that I was just like, that was weird, and I kept going.
I knew just
Hi,
from
Jesus.
knowing you not to ask to see the picture because I knew you'd never got a copy of it. But because clearly it's a great story, and like, what are you going to ask? Let me see the photo. So
Yeah.
like, I knew that it didn't exist. But
Well,
but I don't
it-
blame you. I mean, it's awkward. It's awkward to be like, hey,
Yeah.
give me your bikini photo
Yeah.
with me. You know.
Yeah, it was like the experience
Or
wasn't.
like if you got your picture taken with a bunch of young girls who you just saved from a bunch of seagulls.
I was a young boy at that time, so that counts.
The experience wasn't awkward. It was fine, but right at it happened in such a whirlwind as I'm walking away. I'm like, that was something else. But yeah, there you go. That's the friends that I made on vacation. So.
Solid Master Link says, on the flip side of you're always seeing old people, on the flip side, old people having a meeting, no matter what time I go for a walk, I see a large bearded man. Like, that's weirder.
Hi, Guy Bones. I guess it would be weirder, but they're the ones doing it on purpose. Hi, Giant Reggie. Yeah, Giant Reggie, you're right. Maybe I should go on like Reddit Lost Connections or something and be like, you
Oh,
took a
yeah.
picture of me on the beach and I would like to see the picture. Could happen. Maybe I'll do that.
You never know.
So there was something else we want to talk about vacation wise.
Well, Royal Farms.
Oh, you said yeah. For those who don't know, Royal Farms is a gas station chain that's inching its way up the East Coast. It's getting pretty close.
And it shouldn't be.
But it's East Coast, Southern East Coast kind of thing. So anyway, go ahead, Mom.
And every time you guys, I should note, every time you guys go on your yearly vacation, you come back with at least one like Royal Farms related story.
So we're not like going in there anymore to like get snacks or anything, but we are going to the bathroom because like we're charging the Tesla, and usually we stop at least one Royal Farms to charge it. So anyway,
and
go
it's pre-routed for us, so it's like down to the exact like ratio of like drained battery to distance and whatnot. So we just follow, whatever the GPS says. So first of all, we stopped at this Royal Farms last year, and
it's a shovel hole.
It's a complete
Royal Farms in general is a crap hole.
And I may have complained about this last year. It's a gas station with convenience store on a major travel route, right? That connects like the north to the south of the East Coast. 2 toilets, period, in the ladies' room. 2 toilets. Like, what about that is acceptable? Like, did you really need an extra cooler for like a few more beers at your convenience store, or like another aisle of like lottery tickets? Or could you have added perhaps 2 more toilets?
The guy's bathroom has 2 urinals and just 1 regular toilet. So is that better or worse?
It's just as bad, in my opinion.
Okay.
And also, by the way, if you've really got to pee, like, do you leave the stall? Do you not use the stall unless you have to poop?
Yes.
But like, if you really had to pee, why wouldn't you just go pee in the stall?
I mean, if that's your only option,
do.
yes,
Right,
but you
okay.
you default to the urinal.
It's
Of course.
we've got 3 places
Yeah.
and you only had 2.
Yeah.
Right.
And 90% of what's going on there is going to be number 1s. So like
Right.
you're getting screwed over
Yeah.
big time.
And there's a line out the wazoo, and the lady in front of me is like doing the pee dance. We're all adult women doing the pee dance. Like, bad.
Bad
Very
body management.
So then we've discussed multiple times how disgusting their coffee is. Also, there's 1 cashier. One,
Oh my
period,
God.
in the whole place.
1 cashier in the bathroom. Can you believe it?
And
They're pay toilets, and
know
they have
what
a cashier for them.
the bathroom wasn't terribly dirty. I know yours was gross.
Yes.
Mine wasn't horrible. So anyway, I decide I'm going to play it safe, and I'm just going to get like a canned Starbucks coffee, or some kind of like pre-made, that's a pretty good standard. So I get like a I usually like a Starbucks double shot, the tiny little can that's just like espresso with cream.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
And I love them. They're a good, standard. They didn't have it, but they have like a Starbucks double shot energy, and it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
tall boy.
Yeah, those things.
So I'm like, all right, fine. And I like literally, the line was so long that it ended right in front of that refrigerator. So I was like, I'll just get in line, look for what I want, and then so I grab what I want. I taste it. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Yeah, those things are nasty. I've had one of those too. They're gross.
Guess who loved it?
Really?
Absolutely loved it, but I didn't
Wow.
drink it because it was like 200 calories. I
Yeah.
took a couple sips and I was like, this is one of the greatest coffee things I've ever tasted in my
Holy
life.
cow.
So it continues the trend for me of
It
loving
comes
what
in a
people hate.
can, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever try like those Monster like coffee energy drinks?
No, I didn't.
Ooh, yeah. Don't.
Those are bad,
scary.
too.
Those are
So you would
I,
I love
I
them.
loved it so much that I was very upset I couldn't drink it because of the calories. I was like, I don't want to spend the
And
calories
the
on
caffeine,
this.
your heart would have exploded.
Probably.
Yeah, the
And-
caffeine.
How was your heart, by the way, MomBrain?
I didn't drink it. It was that bad.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all right, well, you got an hour and
So
a
you
half
said you
before
had
we
a
stop
story,
again.
and that's the story you tell? The other story's way better.
What's the other story?
I'll tell it. She's in line at Royal Farms, and a guy behind her said, what?
So it's a family. It's a husband, wife, and a small baby. And I hear him go, you can really tell the difference between a Wawa and a Royal Farms. And I turned around and I went, right?
Which is what we said before we even got out
That's
there. We were
funny.
like, man, Wawa is because we went to what, 4 Wawas, 5 Wawas, all of them perfectly
Pristine
clean
bathroom.
bathrooms, clean all together. Like they were great, a great experience the whole
Great
time.
selection of
Royal
food and
Farms is like,
drinks.
there's like people panhandling inside and like fires ablaze and people screaming, help my baby. Stuff like that. It's amazing. It's amazing how bad Royal Farms is. But
Yeah.
anyway, we won't spend a lot more time talking about vacation. The question of Duck Donuts came up. We did not get Duck Donuts. I would have been down with Duck Donuts, but it seems like when we're there, since there's a Duck Donuts in Jersey that's pretty close to all of us, everybody kind of stays away. But there was a new bakery called Proofed. And they
Proof.
Oh.
Proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It sounded like you said proofed.
Sorry, proof. Like proofing bread. Yes, I understand. And they had donuts. They had other breakfast stuff, but they had donuts.
Delicious.
They were
Ooh.
incredible.
They were
The consensus
Proofiest
was
donuts ever.
as good, if not better, than Duck Donuts. They were
Really?
amazing.
Okay.
And they were definitely bigger. It was like a big donut, but
And it's,
man, was it good.
it was a bakery, it wasn't in line with a
Bakery,
French
the
bakery,
end.
but like you find a lot of like breads and pastries,
Yeah,
and
like a bakery.
right, but it wasn't like cakes and cupcakes and frosted. Like it was much more like, baked goods instead of like candy, fancy cupcake stuff. So we got like honey buns and sticky buns and Danish, and everything that everybody had was killer.
Yeah,
Nice.
the sticky bun I got, or the honey bun. It was a honey bun. The honey bun I got was amazing, so delicious. We did not get the religious ice cream because we did a little more research on
I
the
did the
religious ice
research.
cream,
No.
I did the research.
and
They actually were religious.
well, let's
Great.
just say their mission statement was a little bit scary to the point where we were like, we can't give them money.
So-
anymore. Don't get into details, please.
I won't, but
But here's
the
the details.
reason the reason why we opted not to was because of the model of where the money that you spend on your ice cream goes, and it just didn't feel right to
So I waited all
spend
year to
money.
not get the ice cream I wanted.
I'll ask you how much they donated to Trump after the podcast.
No, it's
well
not that.
it
It's
didn't
not
say
that.
anything about him, but
No, it was
Uh,
very much. I don't want to get into details. Let's just say it was very much religious to an uncomfortable
We're
degree.
religious, but not the helping the poor people religious.
It's like a Hobby Lobby situation.
I don't
or-
want to get into details. We will talk about
Sure,
it at
sure,
great
sure,
length afterwards with you guys if you would like. And then
But if you could just tell
MomBrain's
us
like
who their donations went to.
the devil, straight to the devil. MomBrain also has this place called Wave Riders that she loves, and she got a couple things there that we can love them.
So Nintendo and Nintendo husband also love it there.
Everybody loves it
Like,
there.
yeah, but we're like the OGs.
Okay, all right.
And the other night we were talking and I was like, we should get the Wave Rider dude as a tattoo. Like, that'd be fantastic. And then I was like, oh my God, you guys, we're Wave Rider dies.
Oh my God. So everybody gets Wave Riders. They love it. I've never gotten anything from Wave Riders. I'm like, I can't wait. So excited. I'm going to get a salty and sweet breakfast sandwich, which was like a cinnamon raisin bagel and cheese and egg, and get it. Mid.
Now,
So disappointing.
I love their breakfast, but it's it's like a deli. Their sandwiches are so good, and they all have just like a little something that you're like, ooh, you know how like when you're looking at a menu, you're like, that's pretty standard. I get that anywhere. I could get that anywhere. And there's like maybe one thing that you're like, hey, that's a little different. Wave Rider's menu has like everything has like a little zhuzh to it that you're like, yeah. So I would say, and you had a sandwich from there last year. It had pepperoni on it.
Don't remember it.
Yeah, you did.
Did I like it?
Yeah, you did. So their lunches. I actually almost bought a sandwich on our last day to bring home so that I'd have one to eat here. And I was like, no, I don't need to be doing that.
We ended up going to this ice cream place called Fat Boys, which everybody really likes, and I don't like, but I'm like, well, the ice cream place I love, I can't support them anymore. So I got what MomBrain got the night before, which was some chocolate peanut butter
Booty
something or
treats
other.
is where you got
Oh, whatever. It does. Oh, that's right. I don't like Fat Boys, so I didn't get Fat Boys.
Right.
I also don't like booty treats, but I got booty treats, and I didn't like it, so I got nothing. I got nothing.
What a rough vacation for a super taster.
We had fudge that was really good.
Very
Fudge was
good.
really good. They had exquisite chocolate and peanut butter,
Like
and
the name of it was exquisite chocolate.
vanilla,
Oh, mhm.
and all the fudge was good. There you go. That's enough vacation talk. That's what we did. We ate food, and I got groped on the beach.
And
Wait, did we miss
By
that
who?
part?
no,
Yeah, back up.
The lady who took the picture.
She
Oh,
rope
okay.
you.
She got up on me. I
Well,
didn't
we
give her
don't-
permission.
We don't have
She
photographic
got up
evidence,
But
so we don't know.
like the vibe you give off to like women is like you're a safe person and you're like a good person. Like there's
I don't think that's true. I think women look at me, especially down there, and they're like, he's on our side, as in, I mean, he's a gun-toting.
R word. Not that R word, the other R word.
Oh, yes. I think that's a big beard, and that's what you
A
get, yeah.
reptilian?
Reptilian, yes. There is a place called Lizard World down there, so.
Which
What's
unfortunately was closed at the time that one of our family members
What are you
decided to
gonna
visit.
I heard you guys played a lot of Link's Awakening over
We-
there.
Oh, really?
Well, someone did. Yeah, definitely. They didn't beat it, but they played a ton of it.
So
And
they're still asleep.
They are at they finished up Eagle Tower or whatever it's called. So they're one away. They had one more dungeon to do before they went up to the egg to spoiler
Must
alert,
defeat
in
the
the game. So yeah, there was lots of that. There was lots of Smash Brothers. I mean, I'll talk about that and what we played. The only other thing I want to mention before we get into news was the Activision Microsoft thing, because I mean, it's as close to being a sure thing as it's ever been. Like it's happening. The FTC lost their case. They were denied the appeal. So it's a go ahead. The only thing standing in the way was the UK thing, but the UK was like, we'll give you a path to making this work. So today, Microsoft was like, we signed a deal with Sony for Call of Duty on PlayStation. So it's happening after all this. After all the taxpayer money was spent and wasted, now we're back where we were when this all started. And it seems like it's going to be a done deal sometime this coming week, which is crazy because it's been so much pushback and so much
But I've seen
legal
everything.
battles and so much money spent and all that silliness that happened. Yet here we are, same place we started at. So this week, I would expect Activision to be become fully a part of Microsoft, and you can bet day and date if you have Game Pass that all Activision's games are going to go on there. Spyro and Call of Duty and Crash Bandicoot and whatever else Activision does. I don't know. What do they
All
do?
those good ones.
World of Warcraft and or just Warcraft in general and whatever, all that stuff. So that's going to be big news this week. But like I said, thankfully we all got to spend taxpayer money on that wasted effort. There was really nothing in the news this week as far as top stories go, but we're going to cover what is there. So, MomBrain, if you could. Deux, did you pay attention to the limited run games showcase?
No, I haven't been paying attention to games at all this week.
Well, let me tell you, because there's stuff that you could potentially be excited about. Limited Run Games is the retailer or the boutique retailer that puts out physical releases of digital-only games or physical re-releases of games that released many years ago and you can't easily find. So they had their presentation, which is awesome for me because it was right during my block during vacation, so I had to cover it with one monitor. What a nightmare! But I'm not gonna. I don't know. I was gonna say I won't discuss everything they covered. I'm gonna discuss mostly all of it. Castlevania Advance Collection is getting a physical Switch release. Pre-orders open July 28th. So it's a bunch of classic Castlevania games. You know, like I don't even remember what's in here, but it's all old school Castlevania.
All
games.
of them except for Symphony of the Night.
Well, it's the Advanced Collection,
the
so it's
GBA
like
games,
the
right?
GBA
So Circle
titles,
of the Moon and the other ones.
Yep, I can't remember either, but all those in one package.
Yay!
And they have, of course, a standard and a deluxe edition if you'd like. That's cool. Rise of the Triad is getting a physical Switch release. I have very fond memories of that game from my childhood, playing that on my family computer. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Karateka or Karateka, which the developers say both ways.
I hate it when they do that.
They
just tell us how it's pronounced.
We found out it's getting a remake. It's also getting a re-release, and it's also getting a physical release. So the original, the very first cinematic platformer is getting. This whole package has the original game, the remake, and then like a whole documentary about how the game came to be. It's a really cool package. So
congratulations,
check that
RMC.
How about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different TMNT game soundtracks are getting vinyl releases. The original Konami one, so you know, the NES one that wasn't based on any other game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, Fall of the Foot Clan, Manhattan Project, the other Game Boy game whose name escapes me at the moment, Turtles in Time, Tournament Game Boy game whose name escapes me at the moment, Turtles in Time, Tournament Fighters, Hyperstone Heist, and another version of. There you go.
Boom. Yeah, it sounds just like that.
I mean, it was pretty good. So you can get these vinyl cassette or CD, whichever you would prefer. Pre-orders open in July. That's this month. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 physical release. You don't care about that. You don't care about that. Here's a really cool one.
Huh?
And you might care about it.
Maybe.
And I do care about it. Clock Tower. The original Clock Tower. The one that never came here.
Oh, cool.
The Super Famicom game. The one that started it all. Is getting a remaster and a physical Switch release. So the one, I don't know how many, but the original Clock Tower game that never got localized for the Super Famicom is now coming our way in a physical release through a collaboration between Limited Run Games and Way Forward. Way Forward's handling this remaster.
Oh, okay.
Back then, was it 3D or is that it's
no,
a
Super
2D
Nintendo. So it's
thing?
I don't. It's not really a side scroller. It's like a point and click, but it is a character that you move around. But yeah, so it's getting localized for the first time. It's getting some new cutscenes added to it for like an intro and stuff like that. But it's awesome. I've never played this one, and I've always wanted
I was so curious about it that like years ago I watched like a whole playthrough of it.
Yeah, it's got multiple endings and a very scary story, and it was like highly regarded when it originally came out in Japan, just never came out here because they were like, nobody's gonna play this type of game outside Japan. But now,
Yeah,
it's
it
the
does
norm.
seem like some of the gameplay elements are kind of dated, but it I don't know, it is it did look like a pretty creepy game.
And they Way Forward's going in to clean up some stuff too to make
Quality of life.
quality of life stuff. So yeah,
Sure.
that's really awesome. Very happy to see that.
Yeah, I'm interested. Why not?
Uh,
I've only played the probably the second one. I couldn't tell you what number it was.
Alyssa,
Whichever one had Alyssa in it.
Chicory is getting a physical release. I'm a big fan of Chicory. This is nope. I'm saving that one for last because it's my favorite. Here you go. Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore is a brand new game coming to Switch, getting a physical release, but it's inspired by the 2 Zelda CDI games, like even down to the animated cutscenes.
Why?
So their goal is
Why would you do
to
that?
make a spiritual successor to those games that's actually good. But
What are you thinking?
pays tribute through the cutscenes and all that. It looks great. And now it will actually play well. So that's a pretty cool idea.
Because I know the controls in those games were atrocious.
Yeah, this will play like a regular game as it should.
Oh yeah, but you said that was the result of the CDI like controller being like a piece of junk.
Well, that and the way the CDI read data, like it wasn't meant for that. It was like for
Wow.
like a golf game or something. Not like something that needs
Accuracy.
Accuracy, yeah. Where you can slowly put in response or your button presses and it can do that. Yeah, not like a platform or something like that. Plumbers don't wear ties.
Oh no, really?
The very first visual novel is getting a physical Switch release.
That can't be the first.
Why physical?
It is the first American
God.
visual novel.
Oh,
I don't know
jeez.
about Japan. September 2023.
What a great game to usher in the era of the visual novel.
Colossal Cave is getting a physical Switch release. Midnight Fight Express, another physical Switch release. You don't care about that? Yeah. Rose and Camellia Collection, the game where the two one Victorian woman goes around slapping many other Victorian women, is coming to Switch
It's a
physically.
real game.
Yeah, it's like it's been pretty popular actually, but it's never been on. I don't know that's ever been on a console. Here's a cool one that you guys will be interested in. Limited Run Games is teaming up with Disney for Gargoyles Remastered.
Oh,
the original
Genesis
Gargoyles
game?
Genesis game is getting a physical Switch release. That's pretty cool.
I never played it because I didn't have a Genesis.
I never
but
played it either, and
I heard it's
had a
pretty
Genesis.
good.
I remember trying to rent it a lot, but it was always out. Could never get it.
I hope they have like a Genesis soundboard of Keith David.
Also, Double Shake was announced. It's a brand new game. Grab, shake, throw, and kick to save your islands from total chaos in this action-packed blast of the past, inspired by Tomba and Klonoa.
And Pomone.
How much more could you want if you're me? I mean, that's fantastic. And also inspired by other PS1 era platformers. So they got a trailer for that. Also, one I'm incredibly excited about, and we just talked about.
No way.
Tomba, the PS1 exclusive, is now getting a physical Switch release. I can't believe it. They showed the trailer. I was like, this is really happening. I never knew the deal as far as Tomba and exclusivity to PlayStation. I didn't know if Sony put money into that or it was just a deal they paid for timed exclusivity. But it doesn't matter because we're getting a physical Switch release of Tomba. And I have not played it since the original. And this is one I am going to replay because
Man, look at
that was
you.
decades ago. Also,
Here he is.
they ended the presentation with this. A trilogy is coming to the Switch.
Please be a good one.
The Gex trilogy.
Oh,
I've seen
nice.
Sorry,
everything.
dude.
The 3 Gex games
He's
are getting
he's
a
the
physical.
James Bond lizard, isn't he?
That's right. There he is. Right there.
Nice.
Getting
I
a
won't be
physical
playing it.
Switch release. And yes, all of Dana Gould's lines have been retained. So don't worry, fans of Gex. You're getting it all. I played 2 of the Gex games. The
Yeah.
side-scrolling one was fine. It was a little wonky. The 3D one I remember making me
You bring up
annoyed.
Gex a lot.
Well, it's like one of those oddities.
It's because you're a Dana Gould fan.
Oh, huge. Who isn't? But it's one of those oddities where like everybody was trying to make a mascot
An
game
animal
because they were so
mascot, yeah.
popular at the time. And Gex was popular, but not to that degree, obviously. But also, in spite of them not being very great games, it's just like, oh, this wisecracking lizard gecko. Kids were all about it. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
if you put Gex next to Arrow the Acrobat, kids are like, get that stupid bat out of here. Give me Gex. He's making jokes and he's making.
He's got an attitude.
He's got an attitude. He's riffing on pop culture. That's what the kids wanted. That was how they closed out the event. But I saved my personal favorite for last because I am biased. Way Forward did a little mini documentary. And they announced that when they did Shantae for the Game Boy Color, it didn't sell well. Most people know that because it came out very late in the Game Boy Color's life and nobody really bought it. So when they were working on a sequel, they would go around to publishers, and back then publishers were only doing physical copies. There was no digital. So it had to be physical or nothing. So they'd go and show the sequel to publishers and they'd be like, this game looks great. How much did the first game sell? And they had to be like, it was a mess. Nobody bought it. And they're like, oh, well then, yeah, we're not publishing this game. Well, thanks to limited run games, we're getting a long lost Shantae game. It was in development for the Game Boy Advance, but got shelved because publishers wouldn't take the risk. But now it's being completed and released. Shantae Advance Risky Revolution. It's the game that it's the game that introduces a whole bunch of Shantae characters that were just in the next game.
I'm sweating a little
So
bit.
Shantae on DSiWare, you got introduced to some characters that were brand new for that game, but the original intention was to introduce them in the game
must
prior.
have been so confused.
Who's Roddy Tops or who's Balbo or whatever his name is? I don't remember. But anyway, so they worked on this game years ago and shelved it, but never got rid of all the data, and now they're returning to fix it and complete it. And it is getting a physical GBA release, so you will be able to play this on your Game Boy Advance. Now, it's probably going to have a physical, or it's probably going to have a digital release on everything, Switch and PlayStation and Xbox. But right now, they're only talking about the GBA version. So yes, this will play on your standard GBA or your GBA SP or any clone device that plays GBA games.
That's a cool idea. It's great. I love that. But like, are they serious with this? Like, people are still buying GBA games, like physical GBA games.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll shut up.
They are. I mean, not a lot of GBA games because there's not too many that get physical releases. But I mean, developers are making GBA games and Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games and all that. So yes, this is getting a physical GBA release, and it includes link cable support for up to 4 players. So there is a little game that you can play 4-player local multiplayer if you have the link cables.
I mean, what year is it? They expect people with 4 friends and Game Boy Advances to be linking up and playing this.
I got it all. It's ready to go.
Congratulations.
And, you know, if they offer him, we'll send you a GBA, he'll be like, no, thank you.
Exactly.
I have more than 4 GBAs. I have my link cables from Four Swords Adventures. I am ready to go. But like I said, I would imagine they will do a digital release for all current platforms. They're just not discussing that at this point. I would be shocked if they weren't doing that. So it's.
They need to show. I don't know anything about it, so I won't say.
Go ahead. No, let me hear.
They need to show Shantae some love and make like a Switch Shantae game and be like, this is a real game with her. None of this portable crap.
Well, great news because there's 2 of them.
I was going to say there's probably a couple of them,
Yeah.
and it's not like I'm playing them anyways.
Yes, they're out there. You can get the game you're clamoring
But
for.
it's made for that system. It's not like, oh, this is blown up from a tiny screen in your palm of your hand. It was on your wristwatch once, and now it's on the Switch.
I'll explain it one more time. This game existed over 20 years ago. They were developing it for the GBA. No publishers would pick it up because the previous game didn't sell. So they were like, well, I guess we're not going to do it because we can't afford that. So they took the game and they filed it away. Nowadays, we live in a time where there's multiple platforms. There's boutique retailers like Limited Run Games who's like, hey, we put out physical cartridges of everything. Do you want to do a Shantae? Let's do a deal. And they're like, yeah, we'll put it out. So there you go.
I understood all of that. Forgive me for making you say all that
That's
again.
fine.
I just meant because you said that there were 2 or 3 Shantae games on the Switch. Those were the ones I was like, they were made for the Switch. They were made for the big TV.
At least one was. One was on DSiWare, but they revamped it for all
Man,
modern
Shantae's one of
platforms.
your biggest babes, and you don't know any of this stuff off the top of your head ever.
What do you mean? I played them when they originally came out. You know I don't
What
play
is that like
re-releases.
forever? But you know all of Zelda's lore, and you know all of Nintendo's everything lore. Why
what
don't you
am
know
I-
all Shantae's lore?
What am I not saying?
You didn't even know Bulbo.
What?
I don't know, man. Now I'm getting like stop
No, I
asking
want-
me questions. Like the questions is where my argument
Let me
breaks
drag
down.
you and then don't ask questions.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I played them on their original release platforms. So when it comes to remakes or re-releases, I don't care. So I don't pay attention. Shantae and the 7 Sirens was Switch for Switch.
And did you enjoy that? Was that a good one?
Yes, I very much enjoyed that one. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse was also on Switch. Shantae Half Genie Hero, also on Switch. The original Shantae, originally for Game Boy Color.
You played all of
Switch.
these. You had time to play all of these.
I played every single
and you liked them all.
time. It's been like 30 years. Yeah, I've had time to play them.
I don't know. The Switch has only been out for 6, so I'm getting confused.
The original Shantae from Game Boy Color. Yes, I played that on the Game Boy Color. And there you go. So that's it. Shantae and the Seven Sirens, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Shantae Half Genie Hero, the original Shantae, and then Shantae Risky's Revenge Director's Cut. Risky's Revenge was the DSiWare game brought over to Switch. With
What's
some extra
the
bells and
best
whistles.
one?
Sounded like a
Have
Mr.
you played
Bubs.
all of these too, Kirby?
I've played at least 2.5 of them.
Did you ever play the Seven Sirens, the one that was made exclusively
newest
for the
one.
Switch?
Yeah, I started playing it. I don't think I got very far though.
I think my favorite is either Half Genie Hero or the original Shantae. But in my opinion, there's no bad ones. They're all
the
more or less
side-scrolling
Metroidvanias. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care for the first game or what
The
I played
first
of
game
it. It's
is
a little too challenging.
Very difficult and doesn't have a map system.
Yeah, I
so.
would say it borders on being like unfair in some areas.
Need some quality of life updates.
There you go. Yeah, re-release that.
I wonder if they will at some point. But yes, that game doesn't have a map, and it is a pretty sprawling Metroidvania. So it's
also one of
a
those
little tough
games where you're doing platforming and you have no idea if you're going to be able to land safely on something when you jump, or if you're just going to die immediately.
Fall damage.
Yeah.
Is there fall damage?
Or no, not fall damage. Just lots of
you don't know if you're
going
going
obstacles.
to jump into a pit or you're going to jump.
Yeah, you got to do lots of leaps of faith.
You can experience it for yourself on the Switch for $10 if you want. The most expensive Shantae game is the newest one, Seven Sirens, and that's $30. They're all mostly $20.
Well, someone's enjoying them.
His name is Raw Meat Cowboy.
They keep making them. So yes, there you go. That's a limited run games presentation. There were some other things in there, but by and large, that's all the good stuff. D says hi. Says I can always go for more Shantae. El Shaddai, which is one I didn't mention, which I own on the PS2. El Shaddai is getting a physical Switch release. Nice. I played the demo of El Shaddai, but couldn't get a copy back in the day. I like the art direction. Is the Gargoyles game the Genesis game? I was a fan of the series. Never played any Gargoyles games, though. Super Nintendo only. Well, yes. As far as we know, it's the... I believe there's a Game Boy Color game, too, so maybe that'll be thrown in there. But we know for sure it is the Genesis game at the very least. So there you go.
Xanatos.
North America, what do we got this week? Let me tell you. We got Agriculture. Arcade Archives pole position.
Agriculture.
Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salberg. The very first Atelier game has gotten a remake, and it's available now. Bleed, Arcade Arena Shooter. Car Detailing Simulator. Chaos Galaxy. Colormitation. Crafting Block World.
Heavy Bertation.
Magic Dungeons Adventure. Cramped Room of Death. Death or Treat.
I'll take Treat, please.
Earth X. Echo Blade. Elder Sisters Love Training. Farming Simulator. Farm Tractor Experience. Logic Games. Nintendo Switch Edition. It's a visual novel and it's anime, and that's all I got for you. The company that puts those games out sends me the press releases for them, but they're in such bad broken English that it's so hard to understand what's going on. I try to reword their press releases into something that makes sense, but I'm guessing half the time. Fastest on the Buzzer. Football Cup 2023. Ooh. Gravity Circuit. There's one you should pay attention to, and I'll be talking about it later. Illusion. Lisa, the Definitive Edition. Lisa, the Joyful. Lisa, the Painful. Those are award-winning games. Now you can get them in one bundle. Mad Shot. Mahjong Woods. Manic Mechanics. Again, that is made by the team behind Minecraft. Needy Princess Nerd Club.
These next two are great.
Paintball. Paint Space Ball. and Paint Bowl. Paint Space Bowl.
2 different games.
Paintball, Paintball.
What the heck is going on?
Which one do you think is going to be better? Pinball FX.
Bowl, obviously.
I guess. Raceboat Simulator, 3D Stunt Racing, Driving Ship in Ocean. Remedium, Sentinels. Rifter, Risky Woods. Robot Versus, Sacred Zodonga Defense. Side View Golf.
Zodonga dislikes smoke.
Spirit Hunters, Infinite Horde. Strike Team Gladius, or Gladius. Subway Simulator, Underground Train Ride Station, Ultimate Driving Games. Time of War, Arcano 90. Todomination, Toho, New World. Ultra Goodness, and finally, Zombie Town.
Sure, why not?
Human Fart says, the women in Elder Sisters Love Training must have terrible chronic back pain. I don't get it.
Love training, maybe like from all the hard riding they've had to do.
Elder Sisters.
Because they're elder and they're love training.
Oh, maybe. Human Fart, come back and
sure,
let
why
us
not?
know. Do you mind?
No. I don't mind at all. So it's time for the European Switch eShop releases for the week of July 13th, the year of our Lord 2023. Do Michael's filling in for the incomparable Nikki Hill, who is back stateside. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. Atelier Marie Remake, Car Detailing Simulator, Chaos Galaxy, Cramped Room of Death, Death or Treat, Don't Lie Pack 2, Earth X, Elder Sisters Love Training, Feeble Light, Football Cup 2023, Full Quiet, Hollenberg Hellcastle, Jailbreak The Ultimate Escape, Manic Mechanics, Mr. Bracco and Company.
I like that.
Needy Princess Nerd Club. What, the name of Mr. Bracco and Co? Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals, Paint Bowl.
We have a review up for that right now.
Wait, so is that a typo?
That's my mistake.
That's
my
a typo?
mistake.
So Paint Bowl is separate. Risky Woods. Robot versus Sacred Zodonga Defense. Side View Golf. Strike Team Gladius. Summer Party Time. Super Box Delivery Beyond the Horizon. Swords and Bones 2. Tad, the Lost Explorer, Craziest and Madness Edition. Are those two? Does that mean one edition, or is that two separate editions? Do you think?
No, it's all one thing.
Craziest and Madness Edition.
Uh-huh.
Time of War, Arcano 90. Todomination, Toho, New World, Ultra Goodness.
Sir, comment too?
There is. Steister says, what's coming out, dude?
Oh.
Personally, I can't wait to check out Oxenfree 2. I loved the first one on Switch.
Well, our reviewer loved the second one as well, so go read that review.
Very cool.
Thanks. Very cool. And then our last top story, we got I get to torture you guys. UK top 10 for June 2023 software. MomBrain, you always have trouble. Listen. All systems, all platforms, only in the UK, specifically for June. Kirby, since you haven't been here, you start.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Shoot. FIFA.
FIFA is number 4.
Tears
Hey,
of the
where's my
Kingdom.
music here. Tears of the Kingdom is number 6.
6. Uh-oh.
Remember, it only came out halfway through the month,
6.
and all these games include digital except Tears of the Kingdom.
I see.
MomBrain.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, number 5. Hogwarts Legacy. Yes. Kirby, back to you. There are only 7 guesses remaining.
Forza or
Forza, says the man. No, Kirby, I'm so sorry.
Forza.
Is the crown threatened? We will find out.
is there a racing game on there?
I cannot comment on this.
Okay, because I get them all confused.
Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 is on here. Yes. Kirby, the defender, is out. I'm so sorry, Kirby.
No.
MomBrain, continue.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, and that's no. And you win.
You won?
Deux is the winner.
Congratulations.
Hey.
All aboard
Great job,
the hype
Deux.
train. Starting with number 10, Red Dead Redemption 2, NBA 2K23. Street Fighter 6, Grand Theft Auto 5, Tears of the Kingdom, Hogwarts, FIFA, F1 2023, which is a racing game.
F1.
okay.
Oh, that would have been the racing.
Final
GTA 5
Fantasy-
is still on there.
Yep.
Oh
Final
my
Fancy
God.
16 and your
Isn't that
number one
weird?
game,
It's so weird.
Insane.
which no one guessed. Number one is Diablo 4. There you
I
go.
forgot Diablo 4 is even out.
Yeah, I
Are
forgot
people
about all these
enjoying
new
that?
games.
Depends on where you look. It seems like yes, but if you go to the places that supposedly love Diablo, they all hate it. But that's the internet for you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I played Diablo 3 and it was fun. I played it with Lube. I had a good time, but I'm not like a big Diablo fan. Like Lube wants to like run through the dungeons multiple times to get the best gear, and that's not for me. I'm not saying he's wrong to think that that's how people play Diablo. I'm like, go through a dungeon, complete the dungeon,
Yeah.
on to the next dungeon.
It's all about the loot.
Yeah, people love looting. So.
Mm.
110,000 consoles were sold during the month. PS5 was number one. Switch was down number two, or Switch was number two, and Xbox was number three. And there you go. Comments, Dicer. I bet you if the list included digital sales, Tears of the Kingdom will be number one again this month. Yeah, definitely. But Nintendo does not include digital. I didn't make this a top story, but it's in my head, so I'm going to bring it up. EA Sports FC 23. If you don't know, FIFA is dead. EA didn't want to pay for the license anymore because they felt FIFA was asking way too much. So they're like, we don't need it. We're going to do soccer without the FIFA name.
How?
So the debut is EA Sports FC 23. That's the first installment. And the big question has been, is this going to be another farted out, basically reskinned FIFA game for Switch, or a real deal soccer game for Switch? Well, son of a bitch, it's a real one. They're
No
really
way.
doing it. It uses the Frostbite engine, and it is fully new, built from the ground up for Switch. So it only took EA literally 6 years to care about soccer on the Switch, but they're doing it. And for those who don't know, the previous FIFA games were always just reskins of what the previous one was. So roster update and some uniform changes,
That's
and
brilliant.
they'd call it Legacy Edition and price it at half the amount, which, you know, it's still a ripoff because you could just update the game through the internet.
Wow, that's good stuff.
But yeah, now we're getting it. So basically, EA Sports FC 23 is all new for the Switch. But when 24 comes out, I guarantee they're just going to reskin 23. But that's a whole year plus
But
down the road. But
it's-
this time around, we get a new one.
But it's in the game now.
It's in the game. That's right. So that's pretty interesting, surprising news. I didn't know what EA was going to do with it, but I guess their hand was forced because A, they make enough money on Switch versions of FIFA to warrant an FC installment, and B, you can't really reskin the game that had FIFA everything everywhere. So they were forced to make a new one.
Today I feel Qatari. Sorry, it was that FIFA guy.
No, you're right. Red hair.
Yeah. I was.
I am
bullied for
black.
red
I
hair.
am Jewish. I am white. I am gay.
Gay.
I'm a woman. I said that on vacation, and my cousin listens to H3, and he's like, "Oh God, that's so funny."
I am trans.
I am black. I am Jewish. All right, there you go. That's all your top stories. What have you been playing, MomBrain?
Oh man.
Merge Mansion. No, I haven't played anything this week.
No Switch?
No,
Oh,
even though you packed it for me, and I
even though
appreciate
last
that.
week I said I'm going to pack this
I
for no
know,
reason,
I
and you were
know.
like, I'm going to play Tears of the Kingdom.
I
Nope.
know.
Packed
I'm
it up
so
for no
sorry.
reason.
So
Sat in my
sorry.
backpack all week. Yep.
Appreciate your
Yeah.
effort. I mean,
Mhm.
If it makes you feel any better, I never believed you were gonna play.
Thank you.
I didn't
Thank you.
either. Kirby, what have you been playing?
I really haven't played anything either. I've just been
Excellent.
running around so much these past few weeks. Sorry.
Deux, our savior.
I played a little bit, nothing new. So
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I continued on despite my complaints last week with that Tales of Iron game. I beat that boss I was stuck at, and
Good for you.
then played a little bit longer and got to another boss. I mean, the whole game is just bosses. Like, I wish it were a little bit less challenging. It's not. The game does not get knocked down any points because of its challenge. For me personally, yes, but anybody out there who is a little bit more normal and doesn't mind a challenge, I highly recommend Tales of Iron. I won't be going back. And then just as like time filler, I've been stuck on this Tropico 5. I don't know why. I started playing the campaign, and I never really played the campaign before. I'd only played Sandbox, so like that was my excuse for playing it all week. I was like, oh, I'm playing the campaign. It's new, which I mean, technically it is, but technically it's not. But yeah, so basically I've just been killing time until the new Pikmin comes out, which should be soon.
This week?
Yeah, very soon.
End
So
of this week. But
that's as far as games, that's it. How about you, RMC? Anything this week?
thanks for asking. Also, hello, Anastasia Beaverhausen. What did I play this week? I didn't really play a lot because I'm on vacation, so I'm not really playing a lot. But I did play a little bit of something that I'm very eager to get more into because I've been very excited about it. Gravity Circuit. Gravity Circuit is basically a Mega Man style game combined with a Bionic Commando game. Man, and there's so many branching paths within stages. I absolutely loved it. Now, when I'm reviewing a game, I'm going to be reviewing this. I always, when we're in North Carolina, if I'm going to play on the TV, I don't want the volume loud because there's people hanging out. So I couldn't play it on TV, and I hate playing handheld. I played a couple stages handheld with headphones in, so I got the full experience. But I want to sit down with the Pro Controller and play it on TV. But man, is it... the game's out now. Man, is it awesome. If you like Mega Man style games, this is a really, really good one. Except there's way more in the way of branching paths than a Mega Man game would have. There's false walls. There's think of like a Metroidvania kind of. And there's hidden characters that need rescuing in each stage, so they're hidden behind walls or down pits or whatever. The combat is awesome. So you shoot an enemy until they basically explode, but then you get a few minutes to grab them, so you can pick up their like corpse and throw it at another enemy or throw it at a button you need to activate. So that adds a lot to it. And then you get little chips that give you different abilities too, so like a big punch or a fireball or a whole bunch of stuff. So you can change those on the fly and do really awesome, string together really awesome moves. And the level design is so far in the 2 stages I've played is top notch. The levels are so much fun and so well built and really offer some interesting mechanics, especially when you throw in the grappling hook that you have. You always have a grappling hook. So you're swinging around, and one of the stages really reminds me of Quickman stage in Mega Man 2, where it's got those beams coming out. There's some of that here, but there's so much more going on in level 2. That was a really good impression of the noise, and I mean that.
It sounded more like the small fry from Wind Waker.
It's a great impression of both. Soundtrack is kick ass. There you go. That's it.
Wow. I never knew the mummy is very close to the small fry.
The soundtrack kicks ass. It's fantastic. I'm absolutely head over heels for this game. And now keep in mind, I'm a big Mega Man fan. So, but it feels great. It controls great. The boss battles are awesome. And here's something you might appreciate.
Maybe.
No lives. So you never have to worry, like, I lost 3 lives, I got to do the whole level over again. They don't do that here.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And also you get money to buy upgrades so you can enhance your abilities. It's awesome. It's awesome. The animation is so good. I love the color scheme. I don't know how to describe the colors. It's
What's
like
this game called again?
Gravity Circuit.
Gravity.
The visuals are very detailed sprites, but they're using a limited color palette. So it's almost like what you would get if you took a Game Boy game and put it on the Super Game Boy because it had fudged the colors
it's
for you.
such a thing that you would love. Ugh, God, of course you're gonna love this. I'm thinking like amazing artwork, amazing colors, amazing
and artwork and colors.
It's all subjective.
No, artwork and colors are two different things. You can have amazing artwork and it be in black and white.
You could, but you're making it sound like the colors are boring.
No,
Game Boy Color colors.
That's not what I said. I said less than.
Wait, less than that?
Yeah, I said if you take a Game Boy game and put it in the Super Game Boy, it like fudges colors.
So you like that? I
mean,
that wasn't
really
on purpose.
It is on
back
purpose.
In the day. It wasn't on purpose. It's what they had to deal with.
No, back in the day, they didn't have to use any colors. They could have just kept it green, but they were like, let's give them a little something.
Give them a little something.
So I'll show you.
Yeah, give me a little something.
I'd love to. Give me 1 second. But yes, I'm absolutely in love with this game. I couldn't. It's when I saw the first trailer, I was like, this looks like it's going to be something more than just your standard Mega Man game. It looks like it's going to try and find its own identity, but also be a love letter for Mega Man 2 Mega Man fans. And that's what it is. All right, here's a good example of like the color scheme. Oh, sorry, an ad just loaded. There you go. So like colors are mostly the same shade of color except different shades.
That doesn't look bad at all. I don't know what I was thinking.
So I love it. I have not a bad word to say about it right now. It's great. And it, like I said, it plays so well. It controls so good. And in cutscenes, when you're having two characters talking, with each line of dialogue, your character moves a little bit. They like pop into a new animation and it bounces a little bit. Just adds a little bit of life to it. It's really cool. They knocked it out of the park with this game so far. Could fall apart from here on out, but loving what I've played so far.
Good work, Circuit Breakers. Be on the lookout for circuits. I know Circuit's in there.
Circuit's in it. And it's also out now, so don't be on the lookout. You can get it today.
Just
Gravity Circuit. Gravity.
Oh man,
Circuit.
That's the part I should have remembered because I kept making that John Mayer joke.
That's what I thought was very funny. You forgot the word you were commenting on.
Stupid.
So I played that. I also got another game that I'm unbelievably excited to play. I haven't started it yet. I can't talk about
Elder
it.
Sisters Love
That's
Teachings.
it. I will tell you, it's a Switch exclusive, not first party. I'll say that. Switch exclusive comes out at the end of this month. Big name company tied to it.
Nintendo. It's Pikmin 4.
Said it's not first party.
Oh.
So excited, and I really wanted to play it while I was down there, but I was like, I got it like on the last 2 days of vacation, but I was like, I don't want to play it handheld. I want to do this like on the TV.
And don't
really
rush
pay
it.
attention.
Or
I want
is
to put
this-
the headphones in.
Is this for a review or?
This is for a review. Yeah, I'm very excited that we got this game to review. And I'm really, 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 really looking forward to it. It was announced a while ago, but it's coming out
something I
soon.
would have heard of, or probably not.
Probably not. But it's like it's a major company. This isn't like a random indie game. This is like a huge company. So we'll have the review. Very excited to check it out. I'll say this, it's a Metroidvania. I'll say that.
Yay.
And then that's all I played. What was played while I was there? Lots of Smash Brothers, lots of Link's Awakening.
You didn't play Smash Brothers? You just watched people
I never
play?
play them anymore. I'm so out of the loop with
You're
them.
just too good.
No, I'm too bad. There's no way I could hold a candle to them. But at this point in my life, forget it.
So who the heck is playing?
My cousins.
How many of
They
them?
play a lot.
4 of them?
3. A fourth might join in sometimes, not a different cousin, but they play a ton. Like that, they're on playing Smash almost every night.
But you won't play because you're scared of getting beat.
No, I used
that's
to.
unlike you.
I used to play with them, and I would mix it up. But I know, like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to stand with them because that's back when I was playing Smash Ultimate
But
regularly.
you're really good at Smash Brothers.
I'm not like them. Think about it. They play it almost every night. That's not an exaggeration. They are really, really, like they're playing online, random people. They're playing Smash all the time.
Man.
They're entering tournaments. Like I can't
Good for them.
I can't go up against that. When I was playing Smash regularly and fighting them, I could win a couple, but I was like eking them out. They're really, really good. They have it down to an incredible science, to the point like that my cousin is thinking about like going the esports route and giving it a go. He's taken on some notable esports people and won. So
that's cool.
they're like really good. And the two, that's one cousin in particular. The other two are also absolutely amazing, but both of them will say the third cousin is the better. They're like, he's on a different level.
So it's not like your dad's playing or anything.
No, not at all. Anything else get played while we were down there?
Which cousin was playing the Link's Awakening? One of the Smash cousins?
Yeah. Yep. He finished up Tears of the Kingdom and was very sad and pivoted right to Link's Awakening, which he started before the pandemic. But when the pandemic hit, everything just went to hell and he like fell out of it. And he's like, I'll get back to it. And now back on vacation, he's like, I'm going to go. He knocked out like 4 dungeons while we were down there. So he was playing a lot.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Nintendo, my sister, her husband, which I saw somebody call Nintendo.
That was so good.
That's great.
Why didn't we think of that?
I don't know. He played Link's Awakening when it first came out, like I did. And we were watching my cousin play the remake, and he got to the Eagle Tower or whatever it is, which I think almost everybody would agree is the most difficult tower. It's the one with the big metal ball that you have to throw at the pillars to drop the floors of the tower. It's a nightmare when you go through it the first time. And my cousin was having a nightmare trying to get through it, but it was funny. He's like, what am I doing? This doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what's going on. And we were like, yep, we were there. I remember these feelings well, but he made it. It's not like he's looking up guides or anything. He suffered through it and took out the eagle on the roof and all that. So it went well. It was fun. It's fun to see someone appreciate all facets of Zelda, to go from Tears of the Kingdom, which is wildly different from Link's Awakening, but enjoy both those games. So there you go.
I might argue that that's the only way you could follow up Tears of the Kingdom if you were going to play another Zelda game with something.
Take it something that's
totally
so far
different.
removed. Yeah, you're right. I agree. All right. That's that.
That's it and that's all.
That's it and that's all. Now we got questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNinpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. Nico Daruni says, the past year and a half has been quite crappy for me. I moved to a new country, which I don't particularly love, and my workplace is shovel. So I often feel frustrated. Sorry to hear that, my friend. When I want to relax and get rid of some of my frustration, I listen to the Go Nintendo podcast, for example. And lately, I've been listening to the episode 2 or 3 times a week because it's one of those things that can relax me. Well, A, that's amazing. Thank you. B, I'm sorry, this episode's going to be so short. So my question
re-listen
is,
to it a third time.
Is there any specific piece of media that you consume that when you're very frustrated, or anything that no matter how many times you watch or hear it, you never get tired of? So let's not just focus on frustrating. Let's focus on relaxing as well, since that was mentioned. MomBrain, I think the list could go forever. Or it's a very definitive list.
One, Mr. Rogers. If I'm heart sick or something really awful is happening, or, basically living life in America, Mr. Rogers, I'll watch episodes of. And I usually feel better when I'm done. And I usually cry while I'm watching because I think about how sad I am that he's not here to tell us how proud he is of us who are out here trying. The BBC versions of the Chronicles of Narnia movies.
Yeah, but that jackass Mr. Tumnus
always soothe me.
Almost dropped an F-bomb. I hate that guy so much.
Young and the Restless.
Half guy.
Is usually good to kind of help me, feel a little soothed. And Twin Peaks. QVC as well is always a good background.
You have a list.
Yeah, this is all good stuff.
The newest one is Young and the Restless, but it's definitely there. While we were in North Carolina, when I sleep here, I put on white noise. I put on Rain on a Tent on the Echo, and it's just the noise of rain on a tent.
Very nice.
MomBrain puts on old episodes of Young and the Restless. So
but on Spotify, so there are podcasts.
I fell asleep to Jack Abbott complaining about the takeover at his business, and Victor Newman and his sons not getting along. And I was like, not my cup of tea for falling asleep to, but I was so tired it didn't matter.
Because I have to have something to rest my attention on. Like, white noise isn't enough for me. Like, I need to actually be able to rest my attention on Jack Abbott.
Kirby, anything you return to for relaxation or to vent frustration?
You know what? A couple of weeks ago, I just randomly decided to rewatch the film Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, so good.
Just because I was, I needed something like calming, something, a little bit of a nostalgia trip to give you the warm fuzzies. And it's something that something that doesn't get like too intense or and I'm sorry, I'm trailing off, but I was watching it and I was feeling a lot better, but then I later learned that apparently there's a documentary about the lead actor in the movie who I guess like held up a bank or something.
No.
A real Dana Plato situation.
Well, you could just ignore that part.
Yeah, and so then I felt a little worse, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of other examples.
No pressure. If you have one, jump in with it. Main men list came up during North Carolina, by the way. I forget why, but we were talking about it.
Nice. I added somebody new to my main man list.
Whoa!
But it wasn't. I want to say I thought they were already on the list. Billy Zane. Yeah, Billy Zane made the list this week. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
Were you watching Twin Peaks?
It wasn't Twin Peaks. I forget what it was. I think it was like one of those silly sentimental TikToks that was like the way we used to be, except it's like actors on set from the 90s and like I'm somehow feeling something
this
about
is how I used to be.
like, so I think it was because like I saw Billy Zane and I was like, man, that guy was so dang handsome. Like, and I relate to him because like we're both bald men and I feel like he's never tried to hide the fact that he's bald.
Zane.
And like, I feel really bad about it because like he's such a handsome dude. And, I mean, hey, it's subjective, everything. Some people like bald men. I don't subscribe to that. I don't think anyone likes bald men. I think people settle for the bald men, but that's a whole nother
not
thing.
liking bald men or
Even
like
Stanley
as far as
Tucci?
attractive or thinking that they're attractive is fine, but for you to go so far to say that no one actually
Nobody.
thinks bald men are attractive,
Nobody does.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Nobody does.
Everybody's lying.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one big lie that the whole world has been continuing.
I don't know. It's rough, man. It's rough being bald. A lot of people act like it's not a big deal, and like and God bless them. RMC, you act like it's not a big deal. Good for you. I wish I could be like that. I think about it every day. It hurts me inside. But what are you gonna do?
I also hate it, but I don't really care. So
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
we shouldn't care. It's not a big deal. But
She's coming out.
anyhow.
She's right there. Yes, things you return to for frustration or relaxation.
Well, I need something now because I got myself all worked up.
You rewatch stuff all the time.
Yeah,
You
all the
replay
time.
stuff. You're
Yeah.
replaying Tropico right now.
Yeah, all the time. I do a lot of Rick Steves Europe.
That's a good one too. Yeah, I did that too recently.
That gets me nice and relaxed. I could watch hours and hours of that. Stuff like Match Game, like Match Game 78 or whatever. Is it 78? I think is the one that I like.
Yep.
I can watch like hours of that. That kind of stuff relaxes me.
Charles Nelson Riley.
I could put on like the first 45 minutes of the Fellowship of the Ring movie. It's like my favorite of the whole trilogy. I just absolutely love
It's mine too.
everything up until like Bree or even Rivendell. Like everything up until Rivendell, I can watch every single day. I don't know why. I mean, the whole series is great, but that stuff really makes me feel nice and relaxed. All that Hobbiton stuff in the beginning is just wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason I prefer Fellowship the most. It's a very superficial reason, but it's because like the landscape looks nicer.
Yeah,
for the most part.
It's all really pretty, and the story is a lot more centralized. You're not
Yeah.
like jumping around. But but yeah, so like stuff like that, I like a lot. There's a movie that I like from the 80s called With Nell and I, like this old British movie.
Oh, I just watched that.
Oh, really? For the first time?
For the first time.
Oh, that's great. I love that movie. I've seen it 100 times.
I liked it a lot, but it kind of made me depressed.
It's a very depressing movie, and for
more than I was expecting.
Yeah, for some reason, there are certain depressing things like a sad song or a depressing movie or something that I don't know, I can watch and enjoy. The British version of The Office I watched a whole bunch as like a warm blanket, even though it's so awkward and sad and weird, so things like that sometimes do it for me. But yeah, off the top of my head, those are like some of the ones that I can just pop on whenever.
And this conversation is my worst nightmare because I don't do this. So
okay. Well, you're in luck because I just remembered something else. Sorry, go ahead, MomBrain.
Well, you did watch Cheers a couple times through, like while you were working.
But that's because I had never seen it.
But a couple times through means you.
Well, I saw in my second month. Well, when you're doing work at like 2 a.m. and nothing else is on TV.
Wait, aren't you a huge Ted Danson fan?
I love Ted Danson. Yeah.
But you didn't watch Cheers when it was like.
I mean, I had seen episodes of Cheers, obviously, but I was like, when I was working late at night, one of the only channels that was showing shows was Hallmark Channel, and they had Cheers on. And as I was flipping through, it had like one of the episodes from the first season, and I was like, oh, I'll put it on because I like Ted Danson. And then I just watched the whole season or the whole series. I was like, that was really funny. Then it was just on as background noise while I'm working because I wanted background noise, and that was it. So yes, I have watched Cheers twice while I was working. Yeah, I don't think that counts. It's not like when I'm frustrated or trying to relax, I put Cheers on. It's like I just wanted noise in the background and didn't want to listen to music. So I put on Cheers one other time.
I just remembered that recently I've also been rewatching a lot of like Seinfeld, and I think it started earlier this year when I was watching The Last of Us with my girlfriend, and it was like in the middle of an episode, and it was just like getting too intense for her, and she was just like, please put something like please put something less intense on. So I just randomly picked like the Bubble Boy episode of Seinfeld, and
Kirby, please, I can't take any more of this show with horrible people. Please put on another show with horrible people.
Yeah, exactly. He pops the Bubble Boy at the end. That's
right?
Worse than anything Joel does.
Right?
But when that happens, it's funny.
It is very funny. I love that. The Moops.
Yeah, MomBrain's.
Stu, isn't your mom a big Seinfeld fan?
Oh yeah. Did I tell that story last week? I think I did.
Yeah. Your MomBrain, your returning to shows is more than makes up for my lack of doing it. So when I see like movies on TV, it makes me irrationally angry. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Like I'm gonna watch this with commercials, longer and edited. Like I don't want to watch it again in the first place. But that's very much a me thing. I can't explain it.
Who likes commercials? Why. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
But those movies are on TV. Somebody's watching them with commercials because they like to prolong their experience with the film or something. I don't know. It's like, well, now my next 3 hours are accounted for.
Why.
It's
okay, you tell me why people watch. Why would you watch it on TV?
Step over the last line so that they can have like the credits go on this side of the screen and they can preview the next thing that's coming up or whatever the heck it is.
So then, why are people watching them on TV? Why do movies on TV happen?
It's got to be old folks, right? I mean, you watch a lot of like.
I mean, old folks when we were young are dead. Now it's us.
No,
where you're like flipping through because there's nothing on.
Everybody does
like,
that. They're like, oh, here's, I don't know, Shawshank Redemption. Now I could watch it in 17-minute pieces with commercials about Shriners needing money, and I don't know. It just makes me so I can't talk.
You're
about
definitely watching programming for elderly folks. Then.
Yeah, or, that's Game Show Network commercials.
What else do they sell? Like
catheters,
gold and stuff.
Women catheters to keep their pee clean while they sleep.
That's me with everything. Once I've played or watched or listened, I want to, even if I really like it, I'm like, that's great. Now I would like to continue my journey of new things, but it's a me thing.
Your journey must be exhausting.
Yeah, don't you ever get tired of being disappointed with new things?
Yeah.
But think about it.
Go back to the
Think
things
about
that
it.
You
You
love.
guys are disappointed with the new things. I more often than not really like the new things.
Well, there
Well,
you
then
go.
you're being too
That's true.
forgiving.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
This could be a whole conversation in and of itself that I'm sure would result in everybody feeling angry. So I'm going to end it right here. We have a Patreon question,
I'm
MomBrain.
exaggerating a little.
Did you know you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
Thank you, Billy. Slider64 joined for $1, and they asked this question: what's a game show that you would want to host? Feel free to make up new ones if you prefer. Oh no, I don't need to make up.
Double
new
Dare.
ones.
That's what I was going to say. So
Nice.
No, why Double Dare? Oh, goodbye.
To watch the kids bite it.
Most extreme elimination challenge.
Game show I want to host. I would like to host Wheel of Fortune. I think that'd be fun to
now's
get a
your
little
chance.
bit of banter. I would like to host. I would really love to host The Price is Right. That'd be fun. There's always new person up there. You get a little bit of chatter. You get people hurting themselves at the wheel. Like there's fun games. You get Plinko. That's exciting. Like, yeah, Price is Right is a good one. I think Match Game would be fun to do. And I think this might be full of myself. I think it might be because I feel like I could have some fun banter with the celebrities. I don't know if that's true
Well, that's
or not.
the best
but-
part of Match Game is
Yeah.
like it's like you feel like you're hanging out with everybody.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
you feel like you're part of the cool club, and everyone's like really friendly and
Yeah.
teasing each other. It just feels like it feels like what you'd be doing with your buddies if
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah. I don't want to do like a Jeopardy or a Weakest Link or any like trivia based shows just because they're too stuffy for me. I like watching trivia based game shows, but hosting, no, it's too serious.
yeah, that's why I picked Double Dare. I don't think I could do Jeopardy or something like that.
Any others you guys would like to host? Yeah. Oh, give me Pyramid too. I want to host Pyramid. Get that stupid Michael Strahan out of there. I could do a
Go
better job
easy
than
on
him.
Strahan.
Wait, you hate Michael Strahan?
Zero
now, too?
personality.
I
He's
mean-
got zero personality.
You can say all that stuff and there's arguments for it, but like don't say he's stupid. I mean, he seems like all right.
Get that. I think he's a nice guy. Get that Strahan out of there.
Get that
though.
nice guy out of there.
He doesn't-
that nice man out of there.
Nobody
No room for the
watches.
nice man.
Nobody. Generalization. I
Mhm.
can't imagine anybody watches Pyramid and they're like, "That Strahan's really good."
Oh,
Because is
yeah,
he?
that
Because he doesn't do
I-
anything.
I bet
He's
you
a
there-
non-factor.
I bet
That
you there's
happens.
people that say
Yeah,
that.
somebody's like racist uncle says something about like that black guy's okay or something like that. Like,
Well,
Or
no
they
one's-
use
no one's
that
ever
as
said
they're
that.
like, no, I'm okay with black people. I like Pyramid.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right.
So is Michael Strahan's biggest fans are all racist.
Yes, that's a,
That's what you're saying.
racist
essentially.
and football players. He played football, right? That's what he did.
That's what he did.
There you go. All the sports people are tuning in, and all the racists. You got it.
The
Any other
sports people?
any other game shows you guys wanna host that I haven't mentioned?
Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
I think we named the best ones.
Well, get ready because we're heading towards the era of many more game shows hosted by crap people, I'm sure, because
Oh,
with
they
the
were gonna say
writers'
hosted
strike,
by AI.
with the writers' strike going on, that's really going to impact the TV season. So we're going to get way more reality and way more game shows, and they're going to pull
Oh no.
some weird ass hosts that aren't part of the Actors Guild to host these shows. So it'll
We
be
stand
like
behind our
we're gonna-
siblings.
we're going to get another show with Richard Karn hosting or something like that. I don't think he can be SAG-AFTRA for doing like a hose commercial. I think he's out of that. So
We
I could be wrong.
need a game with Richard Karn and Richard Kind, and they're dual hosting.
Double dicks.
Double dicks is what it's
Oh,
called.
Wow.
Exactly.
Give me the double dicks. Well,
Also, have you guys seen the picture that Ice Dilbert posted in the Discord of the cats?
my God.
Because it's real good.
I have not.
Oh, that
Let me
is
go
great.
look.
What is derpy face?
Oh, that's a
It's
great
so
picture.
good.
Hi, Darmani. Good to see you. Tony De La Mancha says, "Dude, you're crushing all my hopes as a bald man."
Oh, I responded.
That's funny. All right, so there's that, and now I so desperately want to talk about these in such greater detail, but I don't. I know it's going to turn bad. Let's
Why?
go to music. Both of these topics, me liking things and
Oh.
not liking things in game shows,
Yeah,
very
let's-
things I'm
okay.
very passionate
So,
about.
actually, before we do anything else, I'd like to do some bad description quiz game.
Sure.
This one comes from Emo.
Thanks, Ewo. Remember, you can send these to goninpod@gmail.com. Goninpod@gmail.com.
A sexy robot fights thousands of unsexy robots so humans won't have to live on the moon anymore.
Near Automata.
That's correct. Number 2. A professor teaches students how to kill each other. They graduate, have a war, and the professor kills a bunch of the students.
At first, I thought No More Heroes.
Life is Strange.
Incorrect on both counts.
Do you mind rereading it for me?
A professor teaches students how to kill each other. They graduate, have a war, and the professor kills a bunch of the students.
Tony De La Mancha says Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
That is correct.
There you go. I haven't played it. So
Great
there you
job. The next one. Armored lady kills off an endangered species because the space government tells her to.
That sounds like
go.
Metroid.
Metroid, yeah.
but,
That's correct.
Nice.
Metroid 2 Samus Returns.
Oh,
And the
okay.
final one. A husband and wife try to make their daughter cry to turn themselves human again.
We played it.
It Takes Two.
That's correct.
There
It
you
takes
go.
2.
We did pretty good this time.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Thank you, Emo. We appreciate it.
I got music.
We would
You
love
wanna hear
Emo of your submissions.
Oh.
It is Sunday, Blinded. We did our North Carolina trip. We got back Saturday. It's a 9-hour drive. It doesn't work out great for anybody if we do it that day. So here we are on Sunday. Back to regular next week.
Especially for us.
Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title to help out MomBrain.
Thank you. This one comes from Mikey3319. Let me just make a minor adjustment here.
I know this. Some licensed game, isn't it?
Sure is.
Why do I know this? Is this Mickey?
It's not.
Is it Tom and Jerry?
No.
Bart?
Nope.
Tweety and Sylvester?
No.
Okay. Oh. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Sure is.
Wow.
There we go.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit from Mikey3319. This one comes from Nintendo.
Oh, shovel. I'm not keeping charge of. I got nothing on this. That noise makes me think it's Konami. Oh, okay. You have a system?
Cube.
Yeah, this is out of my league. I don't know.
Probably Nintendo told me that I closed the email out, so.
Kirby, you got anything?
Nah, nothing.
We're out.
Tales of Symphonia.
Never played it. Always thought about playing it. Now that I'm an RPG guy, I should play it.
Nintendo. This one comes from PT.
Oh, with a soundtrack like this, it's got to be Japanese.
Yeah.
Mayor Paulina and the New Donk Cities.
What system?
Switch.
How about Persona something?
You?
G.E. Smith and the Saturday Night Live Band.
Not quite.
Not first party, is it?
Sure is.
Oh boy! All right. First party. All right, let's get Pokemon out of the way.
Not.
Mario Kart.
Yes.
There we go. 8 Deluxe. Here you want it.
Correct.
Cow.
Got to be a DLC track.
Guys, good.
The booster course pass.
There you go.
Oh.
This one comes from Jess I.
not Sesame Street.
It's not.
This has the sound of a horribly licensed Super Nintendo game.
I don't think it's licensed,
Oh,
but it is Super Nintendo.
It is Super Nintendo. Okay.
This is like back in the day when I would rent a Super Nintendo game and I put it in. If I heard music like this, I'd be like,
it's not like Mario is
Here we
missing
go.
or something. is
It is not.
"Oh, it's some like board game adaptation."
Yeah, Monopoly?
No, I don't think so.
Or does that count as licensed?
Sesame Street.
No.
Oh, talking about my
We
generation.
already knew.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. Was,
kitties.
All right, we don't know then.
I don't know.
It is, in fact, the one and only Jelly Boy
Oh,
on Super Nintendo.
Jelly
I
Boy.
do know
J-Boy.
Jelly Boy.
Not to be confused with Jelly Man Kelly.
Oh, Jellyman Kelly.
Oh, speaking of Sesame Street, yeah.
He like jelly the most.
But most of all,
Jellyman Kelly like a jelly on toast.
I love
could
that
go for
dude.
some toast right now.
Oh, it's the best.
It really is. This one comes from Wired. As loud as she gets.
Really? What system?
Sweet.
Dude's thinking.
I
he's
almost
gotten something.
almost feel like I've heard this.
I don't know for sure. It's not something you've talked about. But that's
Yeah.
Not first party.
I don't know this.
How about we never guess Hollow Knight and it screws us over.
it's not.
Kirby, anything? We're out.
It is, in fact, Grim Guardians Demon's Purge.
Oh, damn it. And I played that.
Sorry.
Not a memorable soundtrack.
I don't know it.
So sorry.
Inti creates.
This next one comes from For Handtump.
Yeah. I like it. Well, it's making me feel RPG-ish.
Yeah.
Man, instruments are tough. It's making me think 2000s, but it's RPG. What system? Wii?
I think so, but let me just.
Beautiful.
This is cool.
All right, so she thinks Wii. I'm saying RPG. Limits our options.
Yes, wait.
Obviously Square, but they didn't really do a lot on Wii.
What was that game? The Last Story or whatever?
Great guess.
No.
Great guess. What RPGs are on? Oh, what's the one that went with the Last Story? This is stupid. It's got to be Xenoblade.
That's correct.
I don't know
of
why it took
course.
me so long to get to that. That's embarrassing.
I didn't think of it either.
Great job.
Great RPG music on Wii. What could it be?
So stupid.
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 I'm
Stupid.
closing the site down. I'm so dumb. That's embarrassing.
This one comes from Matthew.
It goes around.
it portable?
I mean, not technically, no.
Not technically. What does that mean? Switch?
Yeah.
That Switch is a portable.
But like, I didn't want you thinking like in
Only portable.
right.
Well, I got no idea anyway.
I don't know.
Are we giving up?
Yeah.
Bug Fables.
Still haven't played that.
Huh.
Still haven't played that.
How
Didn't
many
really
are
make me
we?
think about bugs.
This will be the 8th coming up.
Number 8.
What do you don't trust me?
Oh, well, I trust you.
8 out of 10.
This one comes from our friend Guy Bones. It's, according to Guy Bones, a
Banger.
certified banger.
Hell yeah. Well, they're ready. Oh, man. This has the feeling of a Nintendo song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also has a feeling. It's not Pilot Wings, but it's got a Pilot Wings feel.
Tune in for Wiggles on the 8s.
All right,
The
we.
8s of every hour. No.
What system?
3DS.
So it's not Pilot Wings. Oh Jesus! What is this?
Hotel Dusk.
Tomodachi Life.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Man, you're good.
I know that smooth jazz Nintendo feel. Feel in my core.
Yeah, feel that smooth.
Feel in my
jazz.
loins. Feel it in my
All right.
plums.
All right.
Feel it in my bony James.
This one comes to us from Human Fart.
This sounds really familiar.
Nobody here?
Nobody
played
here.
Oh, Daydreaming Davy. Or, oh, shoot. What is it?
I'll tell you if you want to give up or when you want to give up.
Yeah, I give up.
Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, right. Sorry.
That is correct.
Dragging out Wart's dumbass and then Mario sleeping in bed. And
Was that it, or is there one more?
one more.
Okay. This. Hold on. No, I didn't mean to do that. One moment, please.
Oh, it went so well up to now.
This very last song comes from. Who's it coming from?
Vamp.
Mr. T, who says, "Hi, GN crew. After years of listening, I figure it was about time I submitted some music. Thanks for all the joy you keep bringing week after week. We are lucky to have this podcast. Anyway, here goes."
I pity the fool who doesn't know this song. Thank you, Mr. T. Oh, crap. I know this.
Is this Muscle March?
It is.
Yes! Nice! Great job.
Just think of how ridiculous that was when you first booted that up, and I was like, what the heck? And because you were getting, did you get that like from a company, like they sent that to you, or did you buy that?
No, I bought it. I got it through the Japanese Wii shop because I was worried it would never get released here.
Okay, so you knew this was coming and you on purpose bought it.
The second I saw this game, I was like, I need it.
When
this is gonna
I
be fun.
saw the polar bear in the mix, I was like, this is great.
I don't know. There's got to be some secret to that game because I could never get past the 4th level or something. It's too fast. I've lost a lot of weight since then. Maybe I could be a real muscle marcher now.
Nice.
Perhaps I was just too heavy back then.
Well, yeah, it's unlike you not to be able to beat a game. I mean, you're pretty sufficient at all, especially rhythm games.
All there was just shaking the Wiimote, though. You just had to shake it fast enough to run through everybody.
Which you've had plenty of practice with heavy and light, so.
Please explain. I get what you're saying. Anyway, thank you for sending in music. Dude, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I got a good one.
Yeah.
They sent it across my desk. Oh my God, this one's so ridiculous. Deux Views. It's never news. Room of the Week, starring Deux Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, so we always do the rumors that come across my desk at the end of the show. And this time we're doing something a little different. The rumor that we've got is actually true. So this one's going to be a true one. Keep an eye out for this. So you may have heard that Game Boy Advance is the hottest ticket item this holiday. So they are making that same company that's for some reason still making GBA games. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. Is finally releasing their Mean Michael Strahan football game.
Oh.
When he was still playing football, they made this game, and then it never got made. Way Forward's the company. That's the company. Anyway, so
he was just skimming.
That just came across your desk.
And they actually did make sports games in their past. They made a WWE game and a like Extreme Sports or something.
And a Michael Strahan game, which never saw the light of day until now. So look for Mean Michael Strahan's football, which is kind of a play on words because he's not mean at all. He's very nice. So that's the rumor of the week.
It's kind of a play on words because he's not very mean. He's very nice. Yeah. That's a play on words. Thank you, Deux, for this once finally true rumor.
Finally.
That's all we got. You know, for what it was, hour 40, that's not too shabby.
For people who don't ever watch the podcast, in their mind's eye, do they see Deux sitting at a desk?
News desk, yeah, where the rumors come in.
Yeah. Like a
He's got like a press hat on and a little piece of paper.
I've got my own
John
booth,
Stewart.
like Robin Quivers. She's got her own booth and everything.
Yep.
I've got my own
or like
booth.
he's in the dark alley with like a trench coat and a hat and everything. Somebody's handing him a manila envelope with the information in it.
That's more like how it is. The desk is metaphorical.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will be back to regular time next week. We'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
After show, anything from anyone? There's something vacation I wanted to talk about and it's gone. Oh, my aunt sent a rundown. I don't know what spurred her on to do this, but I guess she's missing vacation. She said, "What did we do in North Carolina?" She sent this to the family chat. Successful golfing and fishing. Yes, I did neither of those, but they did happen. My dad did catch a fish.
Oh, how about it?
He did.
And thank God, because we were the ones to bring the fishing pole and the tackle box
He was
down.
very worried the fishing pole wouldn't fit my sister's or in his own car, which my sister
Nintendo
drove parents
and
down
her husband drive the raw parents down. And they're worried about having enough space, and they have like a thing they put on top of the car. And the one thing that was just like, no way was it ever going to fit was
in my dad's mind.
Taken apart and a tackle box.
Then on the way home, he's like, "I taped up the fishing rod for you. It's all good to go." And I went to go put it in the car, and the door wouldn't close because it was too long. And I was like, "We did this on the way down. What happened here?" So we had to undo the whole thing and tape it back up. But whatever. Contests. Name that person. We did play Name That Person with my family, and it was hysterical.
Oh my God! You texted me because I forget.
Oh, yes!
I forget what he said. Who did he call?
Arthur Rackman.
Arthur Rackman is the funniest name for
my
Alan
dad was
Rickman.
naming a celebrity. Oh, I was going to have you guess it. Yes, Alan Rickman, according to my dad, was Arthur Rackman.
I love that.
There's another really good one.
So
Leonardo DiCaprio was Leonard DiCaprio.
How do you screw that one up? I mean, that one's a weird one to screw up.
So we showed them like pictures of celebrities, modern day celebrities, and got the old people to guess who it was, and it was really
But
funny.
it wasn't like the most contemporary celebrities either. It was like 90s, 2000s. Like it wasn't.
Well,
like,
you had Arthur Rackman in
We
there.
weren't
so
going
yeah,
to pick celebrities that they had no chance of knowing. We were playing like, okay, here's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
here's
you wouldn't have
Leonardo
like
DiCaprio.
Common in there. Or
Yeah. So, but they struggled a lot. And
Rummy's
they hit
favorite
us
rapper.
the next day. The young people got hit with the old people ones, and they picked the most random people because they were so mad from the day before.
Oh,
like you
And
got a
we were
couple
like-
that everybody knew, but then others where they're like, this was a famous actor, and you look them up, and I was like, well, their wiki page says they were in one thing only.
And they died 20 years ago.
Rory Calhoun.
And we were like, remember, all of the celebrities that we're showing you have been alive in both of our lifetimes.
Mhm.
Some of the celebrities you're showing us were never alive during our lifetime.
Exactly.
Yeah, their
died
last
way
acting
before
role
we were
was
even-
like 35 or something. But yeah, we wanted them to get them. They did not want us to get theirs. Uno, Canasta, those were played. The riddle, my aunt wrote a riddle. That's true. Fudgery wins over Forbes
Yeah, there
with
were two
exquisite
different kinds of
chocolate.
fudge, and
Big upset this year. That's true.
Fudgery did better than Forbes.
Specials, Lily's birthday. We did celebrate a birthday. Hot dogs grilled. I don't know why that's a special, but there
Well,
you go.
it was a hard thing to get the grill lit.
Pizza night. We had a new pizza place, and it was pretty good.
Oh man, was it tough not to have any hot dogs?
There was a lot of tough things this week. Yeah, as far as food goes, lots of stuff I would have eaten. Kate's pool drinks obviously did not participate. Theater night. We watched Secret Invasion because my aunt or my cousin wanted to watch Secret Invasion, so we got in the theater room and did that. And we watched
Theater room,
the Demon Slayer
Got the
movie.
theater seats, like real theaters.
So
So
that was
cool.
fun. Trip for gemstones. My MomBrain, and Nintendo went out to buy gems and mystical items.
Hmm.
Uh,
Got a cool necklace.
daily activities: pool, beach, walks, including healthy walks, and one to fish heads for drinks. That's true.
And then we perved on the kids there because they were on a pier and you could watch the pier cam and we could like see them on the pier cam.
Reading and video games. That's true. Unusual sloth in the pool, relaxing.
Dr.
There was
Grandpunch.
a inflatable sloth,
His name is Dr.
Oh, okay.
Grandpunch.
and Evan was a champion sleeper. That's true. My cousin, he slept so long. He went to bed at like 3. He went to take a nap at 3 in the afternoon and got up the next day.
At
Wow.
like 7. But he had been out in the sun golfing and whatever. And quite frankly, like we were like, good for you. But the old people were like, is he all right?
All-
Oh my God.
All the
We were
young
like,
people were very worried, or all the old people were very worried, and they're like, he's missing the day. What's he gonna do? Yes, Tony, I
Is
did.
he on drugs?
That was the healthy walks. I did my Pikmin Bloom walks every single day while I was down there. It's true.
P. Bloom.
Very sweaty, very muggy, very uncomfortable. But here's an event. MomBrain put my new headphones through the wash,
Oh no.
but they
Well, they
fixed
were from
themselves.
Five
They
Below.
fixed
So
themselves.
it wasn't like they were
Oh,
like
okay.
big,
Right
it
after
was
she
right,
did it,
but
one ear wouldn't work. The next day, they both worked. So everything's cool.
it was
They
nasty.
dried out.
There you go. That's what we did last week, guys. I hope you had fun. If you want to tell us very quickly before we end the show, some things you did this past week that you enjoyed, go right ahead and I'll read them. You guys do anything you enjoyed this week?
Well, I wouldn't say I enjoyed this per se, but my mother did invite me and my girlfriend to go to a free concert in Deer Path Park. It was the Captain Jack Band, who I guess are
Ooh, Billy Joel.
New Jersey's greatest Billy Joel tribute band.
We only do 80s Joel, sir.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking about Step Brothers the whole time.
That's so funny.
Brantsmith said he farted this week, so there's something.
Me too.
Hey.
Anastasia says I was alive most of the week. That counts. 8-Bit says I went to a baseball game. I don't really like sports, but I ate a hot dog, so it was good. See, I agree.
I'll make the most.
Very nice.
I also helped
miss
my
hot
girlfriend
dogs.
repaint a bedroom that required 2 coats.
MomBrain
Um,
painted
Most
a
rooms do.
dining room. You painted a
a
bedroom.
couple of painters.
Got any painting projects coming up? dude?
Rummy, you want to sing
Oh.
a song about something very good, very nice?
Very good, very nice. I don't know why you haven't heard that before.
I love when
Very good, very nice. All right, that's all we got. Next week we'll have a full fat show, I'm sure. But thanks for tuning in on this random Sunday show. I can't say what I normally say. Have a great week. Rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. Doesn't really work during the week, but let's all make it to the weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's over. It's over.